Successful data center initiatives require considerable upfront planning and analysis to ensure a maximum return on investment. PlateSpin Recon is a sophisticated workload profiling, analysis, and planning solution that provides new levels of intelligence, visual analysis, and forecasting for optimizing the data center. PlateSpin Recon collects inventory and workload utilization statistics for a clear and concise picture of the application services running in the data center and how their resources are being used. With broad multi-platform support, PlateSpin Recon takes the guesswork out of server consolidation, disaster recovery, capacity planning, and green data center initiatives. Once Recon is set up, the next step is to inventory the workloads to be analyzed. For users looking to do capacity planning and what-if analysis for their virtual environment, physical hosts can be inventoried using the hostname, a CSV file, Windows domain, IP range, subnet, or using SNMP against the router. For organizations who've already adopted virtualization, users can inventory VMware's Virtual Center to get the list of ESX servers and virtual machines associated with an instance of Virtual Center. Here are the workloads that have been inventoried for this environment. Let's take a look at the properties for this server. The data that is collected as part of the inventory process is related to the platform this workload is running on, the operating system, processors, disk drives, network adapters, and even the applications that are installed. All of this data has been collected remotely and does not require agents to be deployed. The other type of data collected by Recon are the ongoing performance metrics. We'll just set this to view a longer time interval. Performance metrics include CPU, memory, disk, and network utilization values. These metrics are collected remotely every 5 minutes by default. This chart view shows the values of the metrics across time. For a more holistic, higher-level view, the user would now look at the reports included in Recon. It is here that the user can analyze the utilization trends of the environment, look for consolidation candidates for the next phase of their server consolidation project, etc. For a quick overall view of the inventory of the environment, look at the inventory report. This report gives a view of the hosts within the environment and the details of the operating system they're running. Here we get the same data, only this time represented in a graph. Now, for organizations looking to do capacity planning and what-if analysis for their server consolidation projects, the next step will be to go to the Consolidation Planning module. It is here where a user would specify the candidate workloads to be included in the plan, which virtualization platform would be used, the type of hardware that virtualization platform would run on, and how busy to allow that would-be virtual host to get before deciding there is no more for any new virtual machines. Here is a sample consolidation project. You'll see that it contains both scale-out and scale-up scenarios. For the scale-out scenario onto some smaller servers, it would require 5 virtual hosts to fit the potential virtual machines. For the scale-up scenario onto some larger servers, it would require only 3 virtual hosts. For a particular would-be virtual host, in this case running VMware ESX, here is a listing of a potential breakdown of virtual machines. If we click on this host and look at the chart, we can get an idea of what the 24-hour profile would look like on this server and how each would-be virtual machine would contribute to the utilization of this server. Here we have how this virtual host would look like from a CPU usage perspective throughout the day. Now memory. This can be done to see what is the bottleneck. Is it CPU, memory, disk I/O, or network I/O? Why am I not getting a better consolidation ratio on this virtual host? This has been a more ad hoc type analysis. There are also canned reports, as each scenario includes a summary report which can help build the business case for this scenario. It will answer questions like, how will this change the footprint within my data center? How much less rack space could I be using? How much less energy could I be using? Etc. Once a scenario has been picked to be implemented, the user can point to a PlateSpin Migrate server and then point the would-be ESX servers to real ESX servers. This will then create jobs that can be modified and scheduled to be run. At this point, the next step would be to use PlateSpin Migrate to implement and execute the plan. What you've just seen is how PlateSpin Recon provides capacity planning as well as post-virtualization analysis to maximize the success of your virtualization initiative.